Hey guys, and it's Friday and it's story time with your fairy Emma. And today's story is Pumpkin Soup by Helen Cooper. Now I love pumpkin soup, but I know my unicorn Stardust, and I'm actually in his room and he loves glitter. Look at this. It's like his tail. He loves lolly soup, but I love pumpkin soup. So I like to read this story to him at night when he can't get to sleep, which is very tricky at the moment because we're all in a bit of a upside down routine, and also because we are now coming into a daylight savings time. So I thought I'd read you this special fairy story, and you can actually make your own pumpkin soup recipe. I'll put the soup recipe at the bottom of this post so you can make it with your mums and dads or grandmas if you're allowed to see them. So let's get started. Deep in the woods there was an old white cabin with pumpkins in the garden. Have you been growing things in your veggie garden? There's a good smell of soup at night. With luck you might see a bagpiping cat through the window and a squirrel with a banjo and a small singing duck. Quack! Look at how cute this is. This cute little pumpkin. There's the bagpipes from the cat in the forest. It's very, very, very cute. The pumpkin soup was the best you'd ever tasted. Made by the cat who slices up the pumpkin. Made by the squirrel who stirs in the water. Made by the duck who scoops up a pimpkin of salt and tips just enough. There they are, cooking. There's the cat, there's the squirrel stirring, and there's the duck putting a pimpkin of salt. They look pretty happy, don't they, in their little pumpkin house, all helping and making their dinner together. They slurp their soup and play their song, then pop off to bed in a quite stitched together by the cat, a quilt I should say, fairy Emma, embroidered by the squirrel and filled with fine feathers from the duck, because the duck's got nice soft fluffy feathers. Do you have a soft fluffy doona in your bedroom? And it's peaceful in the old white cabin. Everyone has his own job to do. Everyone is happy, or so it seems. So sometimes, is it happy in your tree house and everybody gets along? But sometimes somebody wakes up that next morning and gets out the wrong side of the bed and something is brewing. I wonder which one is not happy. Is it the cat? Is it the squirrel? But I think it might be the duck. But one morning the duck woke up early. He tiptoed into the kitchen and smiled at the squirrel's special spoon. "Wouldn't it be fine," he murmured, "if I could be the head cook?" He drew up a stool, hopped on top, and reached until his beak just touched the spoon. There he is. That cheeky duck, he's a bit of a troublemaker. Kerplunk! Down it clattered. Then the duck trotted back to the bedroom, held up the spoon and said, "Today it is my turn to stir the soup." Oh my goodness. The cat doesn't look very amused, nor does the squirrel, because who did the stirring before? Can you remember? Do you think it might have been the squirrel? "Mine," squeaked the squirrel. "Stirring is my job. Give that back." "You're much too small," snapped the cat. "We'll cook the way we always have." But the duck held on tight until the squirrel tugged with all his might, and whoops, the spoon spun through the air and bopped the cat on the head. Uh-oh. I think you're in trouble. Boo-doo, boo-doo, boo-doo. I think the duck's in trouble. Uh-oh. Then there was trouble, a horrible squabble, a row, a racket, and a rumpus, and in the old little white cabin. Oh dear. "I'm not staying here," wailed the duck. You never let me help with anything. And he packed up his barrow and put on his hat and waddled away. You'll be back, stormed the cat, after we've cleaned up. And the squirrel shook his spoon in the air. Oh, but the duck didn't come back. No, he didn't. Not for breakfast. Oh dear, not even for lunch. Uh-oh. I'll find him, scoffed the cat. He'll be hiding outside. I wonder where he's off to. You see? He's waddling out of the garden. There's a squirrel up there, off to the forest. I bet he's in the pumpkin patch. But the duck was not in the pumpkin patch. They could not find him anywhere. Oh dear, he's really upset. Can you spot him in the pumpkin patch? Can you see him? I can see the cat. I can see a couple of bugs up there, little ladybugs. Nope, not there. I wonder where he's gone. So they waited all that long afternoon. There they are, waiting at the stairs. They look so sad. They waited. The squirrel gave up. The cat waited. He even got his bagpipes out and they're near the clock. The cat watched the door. The squirrel paced the floor. The duck will be sorry when he comes home, they muttered. But the duck didn't come home, not even at soup time. He's really angry, the duck. The soup wasn't tasty. Not at all. And they made it too salty. They didn't feel hungry anyway. They both sobbed over the supper and their tears dripped into the soup and it made it even more saltier. The soup, sniffed the squirrel. He was only trying to help, wept the cat. Let's go out and look for him. Oh, they're so sad. Do you get sad like that? You'll have tears rolling down your cheeks because you've done something and made somebody feel really sad. Oh, I hope they find the duck. I'm really sad. The cat and the squirrel were scared as they wandered down the path in the dark woods. They feared for the duck, for alone with the trees and the foxes and the wolves and the witches and the bears, oh my, and they couldn't find him. Oh dear, there they are, down the forest, looking for him. In the deep, oh, there's the wolves, the bears and the witches and the foxes. Hope they have got their soxes on. On and on they trotted. They reached the edge of the steep cliff. Maybe he fell down, wailed the cat. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, now I feel really bad. I'll save him, squeaked the squirrel, and he scrambled down on a long shaky rope. He searched all around on the ground, but he couldn't find the duck. He's like a ninja squirrel. He's got no fear. Then the cat whispered in a sad little voice, Duck might have found some better friends. He might, yelped the squirrel, friends who'd let him help. And the more they thought about it, as they plodded back, the more they were sure they were right. Oh, look. They're looking for Duck. Maybe he's set up his own duck soup restaurant or cafe. Oh dear. But then, when they were almost home, they saw a little light shining from the old white cabin. It's Duck, they shrieked as they burst through the door. There's a little white light, and there is cat and squirrel, and there's Duck. There he is, he's come back. And Duck was so pleased to see them. He was also very hungry and thought he was late to cook. They thought they would all make, not too late to make their favourite pumpkin soup. There they are. The duck's got the spoon. He's ready to mix it up. Magical. When the duck stirred the cat, the cat and the squirrel didn't say a word, not even when the duck stirred the soup so fast that it stopped right out of the pot, not even when the pot got burnt. Then the duck showed the squirrel how to measure out the salt, and the soup was still the best you'd ever tasted. So once again, it was peaceful in the old white cabin until the duck said, "I think I'll play the bagpipes." Oh, he's such a stirrer, that duck. He's always pushing someone's magical buttons in the magical white cabin. I wonder if you've got a magical button pusher in your fairy tree house. There they go again. Another magic problem with the duck. So that is my favourite story, pumpkin soup. And I'd say Stardust is a bit like my magical button pusher in our fairy treehouse. That's why he doesn't live in our treehouse. He's in the fairy stable out there, in his unicorn stable, in his unicorn room with sparkles. So I hope you enjoyed pumpkin soup. I'm going to put the magic recipe of pumpkin soup down the bottom, and you can make it and send some photos. Post some photos of your beautiful pumpkin soup creations. See you later, everybody. I hope you have an amazing rest of the week. See you later when your wings are straight.